Hello everyone, Audrey here. I hope you are all well. I have all my Hoyas in the bag. So into this video, I'm going to do my first Hoya tour of the years. I know the spring is coming, or I should say the early summer is coming in South Carolina. And we have a cloudy day right now with the pollen snowing everywhere outside, so the lighting might get a little bit weird later on. But anyway, we're gonna do the Hoya tour right now, so let's start it. So let's start from the top all the way to the bottom. It's gonna be a long video as we have so many plants right here. The top is my Hoya carry eye. As you can see, that's what has been growing from last year. It's going pretty good. I have not seen any new growth on this plant yet from this spring, so I think this one's still probably in a dormant stage. But if it keeps going, I probably have to move this plant outside because I can see it's getting huge. Here is my new Hoya. I'm probably gonna put the name on the screen, and I forgot the name of this one, but you can see this one also has been growing pretty crazy. It's one of my newest Hoya, but it does not grow like a new Hoya. There's a lot of new growing point everywhere on this Hoya. It's definitely a really good grower, and I love those leaves. It's so cute. Okay. And that is my Hoya Crinkled 8. It also has been growing a little bit. I think that's a new growth point right in here. Besides that, I don't see anything on this one yet. This is a Hoya Candida Sumatra, I believe. It's already started to grow a little bit right here, but look at the leaves. Has a little bit sun stress. Uh-oh, it's dropped wrong with carry eye. Let's move it. Such a beautiful Hoya, especially when it started going a little bit sun stressed. The leaf is beautiful. Right here, this is a no ID Hoya. I'll probably zoom in a little bit. So I bought it as another Hoya, but it came and it started to grow, and you definitely can see it's not what I thought when I was purchased. But it's beautiful Hoya, so I'm going to keep it. And somebody told me this is probably the Hoya Carnosa, the original one. I think it might be it. But anyway, it looks beautiful and it already started to grow. There is our new leaves right in here. Yeah. And outside this is my beautiful Hoya Krimson Black. It's already growing really good. It has some flowers. There's another one, if I can twist without. So, and some new leaves on this one too, which I'm really happy for this one. And you can see there's petuncles everywhere on this one. There's another one right in here. So here is my new Hoya. I'm not gonna put your name, so I'm gonna put the name on the screen. It's already growing really long in here. And then I think this is a new leaf. Has been chewed by my cat. And there's another new growth point on this one. Yes, it takes a little bit while for this one to actually start to grow, but when this one started to grow, it's really growing really beautiful. This is my Hoya Shipwrecked. That's right. It's in the bag, hiding by all the juncos. This is, as I mentioned from the previous video, this is my oldest Hoya. Definitely the one set Hoya for sure. Have not seen any growth point on this one yet, but there is a petuncle right in here. You guys can see. That looks kind of try to push out something in there. I'm hoping it's not flower because I really want this plant to grow instead of producing flower at this point. I don't think there's anything inside. No, at this point. Here, let me move it around a little bit. This is my Hoya. Oh gosh, what's the name of this one? I'll put a name on the screen. I sadly couldn't remember, but you can see this one already started growing pretty good. I think there's a new growth point right in here. So yes, its algae is really bad because I put it in the glass dome and put it in the humidity, so the algae is really bad. But what I heard, this Hoya really love high humidity, so I gotta do what I gotta do with this one. So this is what it looks like with a glass dome on it. It definitely helps with the humidity. As you can see, there's a lot of condensation inside, so this Hoya definitely loves to stay in that place. Here is my Hoya Retusa. It's also what is left of my Hoya Retusa. This one the mealybugs love this one. I don't even think, I think there might be some mealybugs in there. Yeah, it's coming back again. But there's some new growth on this Hoya too. So yes, it's definitely a really beautiful Hoya. I really want to grow this one out. Feel like every little clusters like its own flower. So try to grow this one back to where it used to be. And here is a Hoya Crassipetiolata. It's the original one. I got it. As you can see, it's definitely not shy to grow. Has grown really good from last year, from a small cutting to pretty decent sized plant, I would say, compared to all my other cutting. This one's definitely grown really good, and I love those leaves. It's so cute. And this is my Hoya Calistophala. As you can see, it's also growing pretty good. It had flowered this year already right in here. I think it's growing another flowers right now. But look at those leaves. I love those leaves. Let me move to the side so you guys can see maybe better. Right here. And then that is the flower. In the bottom is my Hoya Sunrise. Look at this beautiful thing. So I moved all my Hoya. I should mention earlier, I moved all my Hoya in this shelf. The reason is I have a puppy, a German Shepherd puppy, who hit 7 months old, and he decided to lift up his front paw to reach all my plants and then eat those plants. So I lost 2 Hoya cuttings because of him. So I moved all my Hoya in this location and then some in the growing shelves, and decided to remove all the window mounted shelf because of him, not because of the shelves. I do love those shelves. It's just not workable for me at this moment with this puppy. So yeah, so this is my Hoya Sunrise. But I do think since I moved this one to this location, it actually shows a little bit sun stressed. Probably hard to see with the sun at this moment. Let me take it out. So there's a little bit sun stress on that location, and actually there is a flower. It's about to grow, I think. And there's another one right in here. Even there's some right here, you can see. So yes, it's definitely started to get some stress color back, which it might be a good thing to move this one to this location. Yeah, that's overlook of this beautiful Hoya. I love this one. So beautiful. Move this one to the other side. Let's take a look. Here is my Hoya Australis. This one has been stressed on the front leaf for since last year. I don't think this one growing too much last year. There's a baby leaves growing right now. That's the baby leaves. Besides that, this might be a new leaf. Yeah, this is a new leaf. Actually, it's very fragile, so I think that's a new leaf. And here has another cutting in the same pot. Let me move this one. But this one is doing nothing on that and has been doing nothing for almost a year and a half already. So I'm not sure, but this one's growing good. This is Macrophylla variegated, so this is what also started to grow with some mealybugs. Let's kill this thing right here. Oh. So this one has been growing pretty good since last year. I put this one in this location. It's been in this shelf for almost a year, more than a year already, and I definitely think this one loves the location on this shelf and the shelves. And look at this beautiful leaves. It's the new leaf of this year. I love those beautiful sun-stressed colors, but yeah, this one is pretty big. And then look at this size of these leaves, huge. I have two Hoyas in the bottom, so inside is the Hoya Obovata, a really big one, and I really don't know where to put it. I don't have I want this one to trailing down, so I just decided to tuck this one in the corner. It's growing pretty good. It did grow a little bit from last year, but not too much, probably because it has been tucked in the corner. Let me adjust so you guys can see better. So that's what it looks like right in here. It's definitely a huge Hoya. Look the size of those leaves. So need tons of space. Probably will change the location of this one this year. Hopefully we can move, but if not, I've definitely gotta figure out another way to display this Hoya, because I don't think it helps by push this one in the corner like this. I don't think it's happy with that. So yes, and here is my beautiful Hoya Wilbur Gray. Definitely one of my favorites Hoya, and it already started to grow this year. I showed you on the last video, but I love to show off this Hoya. It's just so beautiful. Like individual leaves all looks different. So that's the two new leaves has been growing, and I think here it's also started to grow pretty. This is new leaf. This is soft. Yeah, this is a soft leaf, so it's a new leaf too. Yeah. Move on to this little shelves right in here. I have a mix of different plants. So let's start it from the bottom. This is my Hoya Bella, and it already started to grow. Look at those tiny leaves right in here, and then there's some new growth on that end too. Hopefully I can grow this one back to be a big plant. If it started growing longer, I probably will cut this one into different cutting and root all those cutting. So hopefully, I can get a bigger plant out of that. If this one does not growing good this year, next year I probably just get some more cutting and root together with this plant to get a bigger Hoya Bella, because I do love Hoya Bella, especially the leaves, the shapes of the leaves. I do want a bigger plants, and kind of have this smaller plant for several years that I think it's time for me to add more cutting into this pot, but we'll see. I might do that next year. Here is my Hoya YTI with this petal out of the way. Yes, this one already started to grow. Can you stay? Yeah, you can stay like this. So no, move you away. So this is my Hoya YT. I showed you guys last time too, but you can see this one already just started to grow just by the colors of the leaves. And there's some more branching out. So yes, I'm really happy with this one. Move your bag. And this is my Hoya. I'll put the name on the screen, and it's also started to grow pretty good. This is the one that I was a little bit worried when I first got it, because I did bought a cutting several years ago and lost the cutting, and it was not a good experience for me. But I really love this Hoya. Look how beautiful those little leaves are. And here, if you can see, it's just such a unique shapes leaves Hoya, so I decided to try it out again. That's why I purchased this one last year, and it has been growing pretty good. It has no problem at all. It does drink a lot of water, I would say. The other pots, I watered them last week, about a week ago. So other pots, they still has some water in here, but this one's already bone dry. So this one definitely drink more water than all the other Hoya compared to all the other Hoyas. But yeah, and moving on, this is my petal. We're not gonna show this one off because it's kind of a little bit unruly on this one. Anyway, here is my Hoya Rosita. Yes, Rosita, and it's been growing really good. It's probably one of my favorite Hoya too, even though I don't show this one off, but every time I see it, it's just making me very happy. The growth point on this one, it just never stops. It's a really decent size Hoya. Let me move it out so you guys can see. I bought it as a small cutting. So for this one to grow like this, has no problem at all. I never fussy anything, just keeps growing itself. It's very rewarding. So yeah. Here is my Hoya Crimson Queen. I bought a small plant from last year, and it did not grow much at all, as you can see. It has started to push out some new leaves right on this end. I think there's a minibug eggs on it. I need to do another week's of minibug work on my Hoyas. And this one just, I don't know. They all said this one is a very easy Hoya to grow, but not what from my last year experience. This one is a little bit faster than I thought it would be. But my Hoya Crimson Prince was also not easy Hoya for me in my experience. So I do love this one better than the Princess. I don't know, the variegation of this one just very different. So yeah. Move on to the top. Have also kind of different plants in here, but this is my new plant. I think this is the Hoya. Who are you? Heuschkeliana, the other variegated one. I need to water this one too. This one right here. That's the old one. The whole reason I bought this one because of this. This one growing so good last year when I first received it, so I think this is a regular one, and I do want to try a variegated one, so I got this one. And the comparison between those two are night and day for sure. This one just not growing really good, growing a little bit, but it's hard to grow, and the leaf is smaller. Compared to the other one, the size of the leaf is also smaller. I don't know, maybe because it's still a small cutting, so have not grown to its full leaf potential. But I don't know, kind of feel a little bit weird with this one. As I started to grow, there's some growing points on this one, and there's a new leaves pushing out on the other end. But I don't know, it's variegated, a little bit patchy looking, but it's not as good as the other one. So if you want to try this Hoya, I would definitely stick with the regular one and not this patchy looking variegated one. So yes, and then here is my Hoya. What are you, Meredii? I think that's Hoya Meredii, right? It's also a pretty good grower. I got this one last year, I believe too, and it has been growing pretty good. Oh, maybe not last year, maybe the year before last, right before the winter hit. But this one has been growing really good for it to be wrapped around the trellis. I think it's growing really good and has a really beautiful variegations on this leaf from the sun stress. Let's see right in the bottom. This leaves right in here, and here's another leaf. Let me move it out. So it's definitely a really beautiful Hoyas, and I do love the variegation on that. I don't think people talk a lot about this Hoya. It's kind of a really regular Hoya, I think, for everybody, but look at the variegation on those things. With the veinings on the leaf, it just looks so beautiful. I love this Hoya and definitely want to keep growing this one to growing big and beautiful. Here is the overlook of my plant corner on this landing. As you can see, I kind of stuck up a lot of plant in here, and they all started growing pretty good, so I'm gonna start. And here is my plant killers of this week. My new puppy. Hey Blue. Hey. Hi. Did you kill all my plants? Did you destroy a lot of my plants? This is the stage of German Shepherd. Between 6 to 2 years old, it's like a dinosaur. I definitely agree with that. Look at my table. And look at my window. Here's my growing light. I do have some plant in here, so I'm gonna move something around and show you the Hoyas in the back. I do want to show off these little plants. My daughter actually planted these plants from seeds, the seeds that we received when we received our dog's ashes, and we plant these plants. She planted this one to remember our old dog, and it has been growing pretty good. I definitely need to support this one, but it's growing flowers. The tiny purple flowers on it is beautiful. So yeah. And right in here is a Hoya Compacta. I have a hard time with the name this way today. So here's a Hoya Compacta. I definitely moved this in here. It has been growing really good. Surprisingly to me, as I'm not good at growing Compacta. So this is actually my third Compacta that I tried out, and it's the first my variegated. No, it's the second variegated one. And it has been growing really good, surprisingly, and I'm really excited about this one. I think it's gonna take a while for it to actually grow into be a big Hoya. It's definitely a slow grower from my experience with this one. And this is my Hoya Australis, the regular green leaves one. I also moved this one in here. It's growing a little bit right in here and a little bit scented. Let's see if I can move this one out. So yeah, not too much to talk about this one. I have been struggling with this one for several years. It's just kind of grow in a really awkward way, just keeps dying off randomly and then growing and branching out in a really weird place. So I don't know. Definitely not one of my favorite. Not one of my favorite Hoya for sure. Here is my Hoya shooting star. I had to brag about this one. Look at the flowers in here. It already started to grow some new branch. So those are the new leaves. So those are all the new growths on this year. It's kind of like going up a little bit. But yes, the flower is about to shoot out too, which is very exciting. It's definitely one of my favorites just because of the leaves. It's so different compared to all the other Hoya. So yeah. And here is my fishtail. I'm gonna move this one down so you guys can see a little bit better. This is my Hoya fishtail. I moved this one on the edge is because this one, I heard this one does not like a lot of sunlight, so I moved this one to the edge of the plant shelves. It's growing pretty good. This is the two new leaves from this year. Look how cute it is. I love the shape of the leaves. Really, especially when it's growing new leaves, really remind me of the fishtail, mermaid tail on the edge. So I love this Hoya, and hopefully I can get this one to grow bigger because it has been staying this one branched out with the 2-3 branch for a long time. It's ready to grow. I may actually let this one growing good this year and chop some cuttings out and root it again. I did that with this Hoya for 5 years already, I believe. Somehow I keep losing all the cuttings and had to redo again with this Hoya. So, but I do want a big beautiful Hoya from this one, so I might chop off the cutting again this year. So I'm gonna move you back. I have some more in here. Move you to the side, and that's my humidifier. And here is Hoya finish on the eye. And it's been growing really good. I had 2 finish on the eye. I put those 2 both into this pot, and since I did repot on this one, it has not grown much at all. The leaf is beautiful. This looks like a peanut. But the leaves is beautiful. It's variegated too. I don't see any potential on those things. I don't think I even see a flower on this one yet. So has not flowered for me. It's growing good for a period of time and just stopped growing totally at all. So I don't think it's gonna grow for some times because I just repot these 2 back into 1. Here is my Hoya Heuschkeliana. It's sad. But that's what I have left from last year. Like I mentioned, I lost this plant due to alcohol spray to kill the mealybugs. This is the only one suffered from that. But I'm glad I did not lose the whole plant. I did save 1 cutting, and I already started to grow some baby leaves in here. So can't wait for this one to growing back, because when this one started to grow, it will not stop. It keeps growing. Summer, winter, spring, whatever, it just keeps growing. So definitely it's my top list to grow this one back this year. And this is my Hoya, a Crimson Princess. It's not a really fast grower like I mentioned before. It just has some I think new leaves coming out on that end, but yeah, it's definitely not one of my favorites. I try to love this Hoya. I love this one from time to time, but at this moment, definitely not on my top list, especially the way it's growing. It's kind of a little bit weird. And I'm gonna view back, and this is the Hoya GPS 7240. It's a very beautiful, cute little Hoya. Let me move this one out a little bit. It reminds me of a grape. It's I think that's what they call the grape Hoya. It reminds me of individual grape. It's such a beautiful shaped Hoya. I love it very much. And it's also one of those cuttings I got from last year. So it's growing really good, surprisingly. It started to grow a little bit, take a little bit dormant during the winter time, but I don't see any dead branch. It just keeps pushing out, even though it was knocked out by my dog, and then had to suffer a repot. But this one seems pretty good, easy to grow at this point, at least from my experience with this one. I don't have to worry too much. So definitely the Hoya that I would recommend if you guys want to try this one out. It's such a beautiful little cute Hoya. I hope you all enjoyed today's video. As always, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys on the next video. Happy growing!